time later, Lilly Linda Le Strange sat on the edge of a cheap cot in the cooler of the cop station on Champaigner Road. Her golden tresses dripped briny drops onto her sequined tail fin, which she had demurely tucked beneath her bed. Yes, she had endured the ignominy of having been fished from the bay in the clammy net of a deep-sea dragger. However, everyone involved in the chase had been impressed by her verve and gusto. An armada of vessels had been required to surround and snare the swimming chanteuse.
Guard! Guard! Hey, you lugs, get over here!
Pipe down, Charlie. You're in deep water now.
Charlie? Charlie, I'll have you know I am Lilly Linda Le Strange. What's with the Charlie stuff?
Charlie Tuna, dope. And from what I can see, you could fill a lot of cans.
Yeah? Well, you ain't seen nothing yet, Flatfoot. I'm entitled to a call. So bring me the phone.
Oh, now she wants to call her lawyer. Do you need the phone book, or can you remember the number for Chicken of the Sea?
Lawyer? Listen, chump, I don't need a lawyer. I need my hairdresser. Look at me. The press will be here any minute, and I need a makeover. Pronto.
Yeah, sure thing. And I'll tell Mr. DeMille you're ready for your close-up, too.
So saying, the officer sauntered off with a guffaw and a snort. At this depressing juncture, an old, crumpled charwoman rattled in with a mop and pail and began a futile and monotonous push drag with her mop across the grungy linoleum floor. As Lilly paced and wriggled, circling her tiny cell, she caught a whiff of Sour de Paris, insidiously wafting about.
Say, honey, ain't that kind of expensive perfume for an old drudge like you to be wearing?
Watch your mouth, girlie, or I'll stuff it with this mop.
Betty, I knew that was you by your stink. Thank God you've come to my rescue. Now listen, Dollface, hand me your cell. I've got to call Chanson of the Fab Five before the paparazzi get here.
Betty the Bounder, the erstwhile Char, who was really Lily's dresser in disguise, casually droned.
Oh, hi, Lil. Fancy meeting you here.
Lily's suspicious nature gnawed at her impatiently, and she raised her left eyebrow in an extended arch of caution and contempt. But Betty did miraculously produce the requested cell phone from the depths of her withered bazoom.
Betty, have you been mixing ecstasy with your gin again? Hand that phone over before I break your arm.
With one press of my little finger, these hot shots will be emailed to Gay Windows back in Boston, where Reginald McHugh is salivating and ready to flush your reputation down the crapper. These pictures will be printed front page, you daughter of Poseidon.
Having screamed this war cry of pent-up rage and revenge, Betty dissolved into more hysterical cackles. But just when her gnarled finger was about to press the threatened button, in stepped Butch.
Okay, Betty, we've heard your Wicked Witch of the West routine, and now it's time you got your sorry ass to a meeting. There's going to be a lot of searching and fearless moral inventory for you, girl.
235 pounds of very lean brawn seized Betty by the throat and lifted the now sputtering blackmailer off the floor and plucked the cell phone from her arthritic paw. Butch handed Betty's cell phone to Lilly through the bars of the jail.
Here you go, Lil.
Darling, that was one timely arrival. How on earth?
I'm her sponsor.
What? What? Betty has commercial representation? What's she selling? Oh, Mr. Boston horse piss?
Not that kind of sponsor, her AA sponsor. Betty's been missing her meetings, so I thought a little police work was in order. After all, I have a reputation to uphold.
In that outfit, I thought she was supposed to uphold the law.
You like it? Monique bought it for me on the internet. Kind of cool, huh?
Darling, you never looked better.
And to prove her point, Lilly gave Butch's bicep a playful squeeze. Chapter 2. Home in time for breakfast. Lilly Linda Le Strange hobbled out of the front door of the Provincetown police station on Champaigner Road. Her bare feet protruded from a slit cut into the base of the magnificent fishtail that was the chief feature of her mermaid costume.
Hi, Mom. Had a hard morning?
Don't mom me, you little hooligan. Have you got your rickshaw with you, or have you come to mock and deride?
He rides over here, Queen. So stop the tough stuff and get in.
Oh, so now you're a poet, huh? I guess you get it from that highfalutin faggot you're sleeping with. Come here and give me your arm. You know I can't walk without my high heels.
Lily's adopted daughter, who was of course Val, did as he was bid and offered the headliner his strong arm, on which was detailed a washable tattoo depicting the unlikely act of two very male rhinoceroses copulating. And propelled by the provocative flexing of Val's sculpted physique, off they trundled down Commercial Street and home. As you can imagine, they created quite a stir. Meanwhile, back in Rosalind's kitchen.
Here you go, Mom. It sort of smells like Mama Ross is here.
Val licked his lips with gusto. Having exerted considerable heft peddling his yellow ducky across town, the boy was hoping for one of Rosalind's famous breakfasts. As if on cue, Rosalind, professional beauty, former trophy wife of the famed George Worthley, emerged from the kitchen wearing a red flowered dress, primly protected by an apron of pink organza, above which her lovely face beamed welcome.
Oh, there you are, boys. Since no one met me at the ferry, I wondered what mischief you were up to.
Darling, you haven't a clue.
Now, Al, that's not very nice.
Rosalind had all too frequently been accused of this lack of savvy in the past, but since her marriage to the famous female illusionist Lilly Linda, Rosalind had acquired remarkable hipness.
Rosie Pooh, you poor neglected lover.
Rosalind was unsure of this last bit and puckered her brow with doubt.
Don't mind Mama 2. That's just one of Mama 1's nicknames. She's been calling me Lump forever.
Why wouldn't Giles be interested in romantic dinners, Val?
Dunno.
What don't you know, Val?
About him.
What about him, honey?
He's not interested.
In what, honey?
She felt she had to push him ever so gently or the kid would clam up completely. Al slowly lifted his head. His eyes were full of hurt and fear.
How about some more coffee?
Rosalind felt it best to break the tension with a practical gesture. She edged off the pine bench and reached for the coffee pot on the stove. Val followed her movements with absent attention, wrestling with unwanted feelings. He heard himself as if...
I tricked with the guy because I was mad at him, and now he won't talk to me.
Uh-huh. But I'm a little confused.
I tricked with this guy, and Giles found out. But it didn't mean anything. I mean, like, I don't even know his name, so what?
You had anonymous sex with a man because you were angry?
Well, I didn't speak to him, if that's what you mean about anonymous. But didn't you ever get it on because you were pissed?
No. No, I don't think so. But, yes, maybe I have. There was that time in Barbados when George fell asleep. I got really annoyed, but just kept going.
He fell asleep screwing you. How could he? And how could you?
Rosalind became self-consciously embarrassed, and her blush traveled down her long neck, adding a rosy glow to her perfectly tanned décolleté.
It was easy, really. He had taken Viagra, so I stayed up. And I thought, well, to hell with you. And that made me madder. I got more excited, and I guess I just used him. You know, now that I think about it, that was maybe the best sex I ever had.
Jesus! I thought straight people were supposed to be, you know, straight.
Will Giles and Val get back together again? Will Al ever finish his script for The Mermaid and the Sailor? Or will Sergeant Stanislav put the kibosh on the whole show and run the Glamour Gang out of P-Town? Get your own copy and read all about it in The Mermaid and the Sailor.